The heading, Introduction to the Titans, Guardians of the Primordial World, invites us to explore the mythological and symbolic significance of the Titans as ancient rulers of the world's earliest order. The Titans, in Greek mythology, are a class of deities who preceded the Olympian gods. They are often depicted as powerful and colossal figures that embody fundamental aspects of nature and the universe. Serving as guardians of the primordial world, they represent the raw and chaotic forces that existed before the established order of the cosmos, embodying elements like the earth, sea, and sky. The significance of the Titans to the overall theme of the terrifying Titans, echoes of a primordial order, lies in their foundational role in mythology as custodians of the universe's primal state. They symbolize the power and danger of untamed nature, offering a stark contrast to the later Olympian gods who sought to impose order and civilization. Their stories reveal humanity's attempt to understand the origins and forces of the world around them and highlight the eternal struggle between chaos and order. In the modern context, the Titans can be seen in various real-world applications. One example is the artistic representation in modern cinema, where they're depicted as towering figures representing primal fears and awe-inspiring power, like in movies such as Clash of the Titans. Another example is the philosophical and scientific exploration of human origin theories, where the Titans can be seen as metaphorical foundations for understanding earlier chaotic stages of the universe before the advent of a more ordered existence. Supporters of this concept appreciate how the Titans embody raw power and the untamed aspects of nature, reflecting humanity's continuing fascination with understanding the chaotic and the uncontrollable. However, this view is not without challenges. Some may argue that focusing too heavily on the Titans neglects the myth's richer narrative of eventual triumph over chaos through order brought by the Olympians. Furthermore, there is a contrasting perspective that myths like those of the Titans could be viewed through a patriarchal lens, emphasizing power dynamics that may not align with contemporary values. This thematic exploration connects profoundly with other elements of the terrifying Titans, echoes of a primordial order. The concept of the Titans as guardians informs our understanding of the cosmos's primordial state, setting the stage for the transitions toward order and civilization. It encourages audiences to contemplate the delicate balance between chaos and harmony, reminding us of the mighty and uncontrollable forces that still echo in modern society. The term origins and mythical significance serves as an essential gateway to understanding the terrifying Titans, echoes of a primordial order. Titans, deeply entrenched in ancient Greek mythology, were a powerful race of deities born from the primordial entities Uranus, sky, and Gaia, earth. Their origin marks the start of an era dominated by primal forces and cosmic battles which shaped the mythological landscape of ancient Greek culture. This period is known as the Age of Titans, characterized by their vast dominion and eventual overthrow by the Olympian gods. The Titans symbolize not just raw, untamed power, but also the inevitable progression of order over chaos, underscoring a foundational theme in myth: the eternal struggle between old and new realms of authority. The significance of the Titans within this context is manifold. They represent the rudimentary yet formidable forces that precede and underpin the more civilized pantheon of the Olympian gods. Their narratives are reflective of human struggles against chaotic natural elements, suggesting a formidable and humbling reverence towards the forces of nature. In terms of real-world applications, Titan motifs have been co-opted in various forms of art and literature to depict entities that embody immense power and primordial energy. For example, in literature, John Milton's Paradise Lost uses Titan imagery to contrast heavenly order against chaotic rebellion. In modern times, the influence of Titans can be observed in the naming of technological and industrial giants, such as Titan in the context of space exploration, a symbolic nod to human ambition and the mastery of the cosmic frontier. Opinions supporting this idea suggest that the Titans' myths reflect the human confrontation with nature and the subsequent development of mythological frameworks to impose order. However, alternative viewpoints emphasize that the Titans might be seen not as villains, but as forces of necessary chaos, prompting growth and change. The primary challenge associated with this concept is reconciling the portrayal of Titans as inherently destructive forces with the acknowledgement of their role as essential contributors to the narrative of cosmic evolution. This duality highlights the complexity in interpreting mythological themes and their application to contemporary paradigms. Ultimately, the origin and mythical significance of the Titans enrich the overarching narrative of the terrifying Titans, echoes of a primordial order, by illustrating an ancient cosmic order that profoundly influences perceptions of power, the transition from chaos to order, and mankind's place within the broader continuum of the cosmos. This understanding resonates through the remnants of their stories, showcasing their lasting impact on cultural, literary, and philosophical domains. The fascinating concept of Titans permeates many ancient cultures, acting as symbols of immense power and primordial chaos. In classical mythology, Titans are often depicted as ancient gods or giant beings who preceded the pantheon of Olympian deities. They are quintessential representatives of an archaic order, often associated with untamed natural forces and the foundational aspects of the world. Their importance lies in their embodiment of raw energy and creation, serving as a narrative for explaining the inception of the cosmos and mankind's place within it. In relation to the terrifying Titans, echoes of a primordial order, the role of Titans is a critical point. They represent a bridge between the chaos of the universe's beginnings and the structured order that follows. Their stories highlight the perpetual tension between chaos and civilization, underscoring the dramatic shift from primordial anarchy to the structured hierarchies championed by later gods and their human worshippers. A prime example can be drawn from Greek mythology, where the Titans, led by Cronus, ruled during the Golden Age. This era is often seen as a utopian period of peace and prosperity. However, the subsequent Titanomachy, a war between the Titans and the Olympian gods, marks a narrative of transition to orderly governance and moral justice. Similarly, in Mesopotamian mythology, the chaos monster Tiamat can be seen as a close relative of the Titans. Her defeat by the god Marduk parallels the aforementioned Greek transition, symbolizing the triumph of order over chaos. From a cultural standpoint, these narratives offer insight into human attempts to comprehend the universe. They have sparked philosophical and religious debates about the nature of power and creation. Some view Titans as embodying dangerous aspects of nature that must be subdued, whereas others see them as guardians of an uncorrupted past. Yet, there are challenges in interpreting the role of Titans. Some scholars argue that their portrayal is overly simplistic, failing to capture the nuanced relationships between ancient deities and their human devotees. Others suggest that different cultures had unique understandings, making it difficult to apply a singular perspective universally. This topic connects intrinsically with broader discussions about how ancient myths shape our understanding of existence and order. The Titans, as embodiments of an early chaotic state, highlight the ever-present conflict between the untamed and the civilized, a theme that resonates through cultural narratives across centuries, showing how primordial echoes continually influence contemporary thought and society. Symbolism and metaphors in Titan myths play a crucial role in understanding the cultural and philosophical underpinnings of ancient societies. Titans, as depicted in mythology, represent forces of nature, primal chaos, and the raw power before the dawn of civilization, resonating with humanity's attempt to make sense of the natural world and its place within it. The symbolism tied to Titans often reflects the struggle between order and chaos, or the transformation from chaos into order, embodying the primordial forces that predate structured gods like the Olympians. The significance of this concept lies in its ability to communicate complex ideas and emotions through accessible narratives. Just as Titans once roamed the cosmos unchecked, they symbolize untamed potential, a mirror to the human condition grappling with its inner turmoil and society's inherent volatility. In relation to the main topic, these symbols and metaphors offer a window into how ancient civilizations perceived their world and constructed a framework to understand existential realities through the lens of myth. Consider the Greek Titans, Oceanus and Gaia, as specific examples. Oceanus, representing the encircling river believed to boundary the earth, symbolizes the notion of boundary and infinity, a metaphor for the unknown. Gaia, the Earth Mother, stands for fertility and the nurturing aspect of nature, but also the uncontrolled, powerful force beneath our feet. These Titans didn't merely form the backstory for gods and heroes, but expressed pivotal cultural perspectives about nature, life, and human ancestry. Supporting opinions indicate that through such myths, societies could confront and spiritually resolve their collective fears and aspirations. For example, Carl Jung spoke of myths as reflections of collective unconscious, suggesting that Titan myths address deep-seated psychological structures. However, challenges arise when interpreting these myths through a modern lens. The symbolic meanings attributed to Titans can vary significantly, leading to multiple interpretations and potential controversies over their original intent and relevance. This leads to alternative viewpoints that might view these myths as outdated or simplistic interpretations of natural phenomena lacking factual basis. Connecting this to the broader theme of the terrifying Titans, echoes of a primordial order, the metaphorical framework adopted in these myths influences contemporary understandings of foundational human questions, highlighting the timeless dialogue between civilization and its mythic past. The Titans, through symbols and metaphors, remind us that looking back, we can find narrative tools to tackle existential chaos, underscoring the reconciliation of ancient fears with modern knowledge.